Hey, what's going on guys? Jack here, or Eccentric Emerald, and welcome back to another Minecraft video, where today we're going to be talking about the myth of the red dragon in Minecraft. Now, if you don't know what this guy is, he's basically a concept that Mojang was discussing, and not more specifically at the time of when they were adding the Ender Dragon and the End to the game back in like, I don't know, 2012 maybe, 11 even, I don't even know. But at that time when they were doing the Secret Friday updates, and I believe it was the 8th Secret Friday update that he was going to plan on adding dragons. Now, of course, he did add dragons, well, not plural of dragons, he added the Ender Dragon, and he was also meant to add these other dragons, red dragons, but he only ended up adding the Ender Dragon. I don't know if there was a complication with the code or what, but basically we're going to be discussing why they didn't add him, and what will they add him in the future, basically. No, they didn't add dragons, of course, red dragons at the time. That's pretty obvious. But yeah, so Dinnerbone stated on October 22nd, 2013, that the red dragon is a shelved idea and it's not in development. So it was never promised that they were going to actually add them into the game. It was not a planned feature per se, it was just a concept at the time, so that makes sense, I guess. And to quote, it was never promised, we have no plans to add a red dragon at this time, and that makes sense. I can see why they did that. So maybe there was complications with the code, like you couldn't add two dragons at once, two boss dragons or something at the time. I have no idea, but I'm sure they had a pretty good reason for not adding it, because I can see why people would definitely want this mob in Minecraft. But anyway, never mind. So later on December 15th in 2013, Dinnerbone put on Reddit that there will be red dragons in Minecraft one day. To quote, "I'm sure one day there will be. Not right now though." Coming from Dinnerbone. So that's actually a really good hint as to when we're going to get dragons. Well, not when we're going to get dragons, but if we're going to get dragons. And that is actually a pretty good indication, honestly, because this does mean that there's not like complete loss of hope, because we can expect them maybe one day, I would say. Not anytime soon, I would say. Like, they're not going to be in 1.13, obviously, because we have the Ocean Aquatic update at the moment, and yeah, but I think maybe even 1.14, maybe 1.14 they could add the red dragon. People have been saying since like 1.8 was coming out that they were going to add this red dragon in 1.9, 1.10, 1.11, 1.12. Never happened, but I think maybe in 1.14 this red dragon could actually be a thing, because in this update right now that we're getting, 1.13, the aquatic update, it is so good for the ocean. The ocean has never been more alive. The ocean was a dead place before 1.13. Now it is so alive and teeming with life. It is amazing. And I think personally, like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think in 1.14 they could have like a sky update, you know what I'm saying? So they could have like sky islands, a sky dimension maybe, dragons, some kind of flying mobs to just go with the whole theme, and maybe some cloud blocks you can even run on, I don't know, something like that. And the only way to get up there might have to be like, you have to get on Elytra and use firework rockets to go up, like really far up in the world, or even build, like if you're crazy enough to start building a few thousand blocks up, maybe, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, that's just my speculation on that. You can think whatever you want, and yeah. So that's actually, like, there is a promise for this red dragon. Well, I wouldn't say promise, but there's hope that we can get this guy in the future, and I'm very excited to see if they will add him, because I would love another boss mob of Minecraft. It's just, I played this game so much, and I would love to see another boss mob. It would just be a very exciting thing to have in the game. And if you don't know what the red dragon looks like, he's basically a red texture version of the Ender Dragon. I believe he has blue eyes, maybe, I'm not entirely sure. There was a few concepts of what he could look like, and there's a few pictures thrown around. There's plenty of mods where you can see this guy in action. One of them is the rediscovered mod. I might even link it down below if I remember. I'm sorry if I don't, but I'm just a forgetful person, so I'm very sorry. But yeah, basically he's like a red textured version of the Ender Dragon. He's just kind of more scaly looking, and he has the same attack as the 1.8 version of the Ender Dragon. It's not the 1.9 version because they didn't have 1.9 Ender Dragon mechanics at the time, back when they were planning on doing this red dragon. So you know what I mean. Like, this was back when they were just making the Ender Dragon at the time, and they were doing like the swoop attacks where it would swoop on players and like try to fly through them and like break blocks. Oh my god, I'm stuttering. They would break blocks and try to hit the player basically, and they would deal a bunch of knockback. But in 1.9 that all changed, of course, because they now shoot like the purple fireballs. They have cages around their ender crystals, and they shoot the dragon's breath, and they also land on top of the little perch thing. So that was all changed in 1.9, and of course the red dragon's behavior would still be because of 1.8, because that is the old behavior of the ender dragon, so that would just make sense. And I don't know if they had any other attacks planned, like I don't know, like a tail whip, or a swoop attack, or a wing attack, or something like that. I don't know, but that's what they had planned, I imagine, at the time. Yeah, so there, as I said, there's plenty of mods where you can go check this guy out. There's plenty of dragon mods that are available for 1.8 and plus 1.7 even. and like any version basically you can find a dragon mod which will have this guy probably. He's pretty famous and people have wanted him for a very long time, and I can see why. He's a really cool mob. He looks amazing. And yeah, if you do want to go check it out, make sure to go check out the Rediscover mod. It's a really cool mod. It's probably on my top 5 list of mods, honestly. I'm in love with that mod. It's so cool. I love the idea of adding back all the old forgotten features of Minecraft, and I think it goes really well with vanilla. That mod is just so nice. And it also adds the sky dimension thing, which I mentioned earlier. That's where I got the concept from. It adds that sky dimension into your world. So basically you can right click a bed with a dream pillow, or even a special Skylands bed or something. You can toggle the option in the config, I believe, and it'll basically like teleport you to this sky dimension, and you can't die, so it acts kind of like heaven. So at the time, they were planning on making the end actually a Skyland dimension. So they're going to have Nether, which is already there, and they were also going to have this new Skylands dimension. But they actually ended up going for the idea of the end instead, where they could put in the Ender Dragon, and they ended up scrapping the idea of the Skylands and the Red Dragon. Now the Skylands was originally like the idea of heaven, and the Nether was going to be the idea of hell. So they're going to have the two contrast thing. You know, you go from hell and then you have to go to the heaven in order to complete the game, I guess, something like that. And they ended up scrapping that completely and then using the end instead. So I don't know if it was a good decision or not. It probably was in the long run, because that was how you finished the game, by killing the Ender Dragon. But I don't know, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much the concept of the Red Dragon in Minecraft. Let the myth be solved, I guess you could say. And hopefully we do get to see this guy in the future, because I would love to see this guy in Minecraft, and I hope you do too. And if you do want to see this guy in Minecraft, make sure to leave a comment on the video and let me know, because I would be very curious to see if you guys want him as much as I do. And yeah, make sure to go slap the like button if you do want him. And yeah, so if you did enjoy, make sure to go subscribe if you are new, because it really helps me out a lot. It really does, honestly. And yeah, as I said, make sure to tell me if you do want this dragon, because I really do. I don't know how many times I've said it now, but I really do want the dragon in the game. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.